Hey everybody, I am fixing to kick off another daily Bible reading. I know it's a weird time to start. I'm starting in the middle of the year, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the Bible that I'm going to be reading. It is the Christian Standard Bible. This is what it looks like in the hard copy. It's pretty, isn't it? I like pretty books. Y'all know that. I like the Christian Standard Bible. Whenever we're doing our Bible studies or I'm studying, a lot of the time I have my digital program up and it has 4 different versions side by side by side. It used to be called the Holman Christian Standard Bible. Holman is the publisher, and the Christian Standard Bible is what you would call the translation. It gives, how it come to be, and they had 100 people working on it. That's kind of a common thing. Non-denominational. They went back to the original language, but they even tell, which version of the original language that they went back to. It's not strictly translated by just idea or word for word. A lot of times when we look at our translations, it'll say this is a word-for-word translation. You can't do word for word in a lot of the Hebrew words or the Greek words, either one. It's got so much more richness to it than what the English language has, that word for word just doesn't translate. One of my favorite examples of that is the word sozo, which is often translated salvation in the New Testament, and this obviously would be the Greek. It also means healing. It can mean provision. It means everything that Jesus did for us. Sozos means everything he did for us. Well, when they start translating that into English, we don't have one word that means everything Jesus did for us. And so you can't translate it with one word. And so you have to kind of sometimes go with ideas. And so I'm excited about this. This Bible also, it starts with day 1. It doesn't say January 1st, through December 31st. And I have it on the Kindle form, so when we get started reading it, I will be reading it with it showing on the computer. But I wanted to show you a little bit about, how it's broken out. It starts out, there's like day 1, and it tells you, what you're going to be reading. On the computer, it's even better because it'll tell you all the passages that you're going to read. It has the first part of the Old Testament on day 1, and then it has the first part of Psalms on day 1. It has Psalms 1 through 6, and then it has the first part of Proverbs, which is Proverbs 1 through 4, and then it has Matthew 1 through 25. That's day 1. And so it continues on. Every day you have Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs in the middle. I love breaking the Bible out that way because, the Old Testament can be really hard to read without reading some of the other stuff. And it's so fun to see how God can tie all of that together. Yes, we jumped from, whatever was in the Old Testament to whatever's in Psalms to whatever's in Proverbs and then whatever is in the New Testament. But it's so fun to see how he ties that all together. So often, it's one streaming message to us. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to spend time with God in his word. I think it's one of the best things that we can do. Without doing the online thing, I've been kind of lackadaisical about it. And I know that I've read 2 other translations, day by day throughout a couple of years. And so I've been kind of lackadaisical about it, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I know it's in August. It's the middle of August. But I'm going to start with day 1 and then go to day 2. and then go to day 3, and I'm going to do it when I can do it. I may not get 7 days in each week. So, don't expect that. It's not going to be a millstone around my neck. If I sit down one day and I have time to do 3 days, I might do 3 days in one day. I might not. A lot of the times, I may just get 4 days in a week, because I do have a family. I have a husband. I have 2 beautiful grown sons, a daughter-in-law, and 2 wonderful grandchildren. And I homeschool my grandkids. I love spending time with them, but they need my eyeball-to-eyeball time when I'm with them. And so I don't get, a lot of other stuff done while they're here. And when they leave, sometimes I'm tired. And they imagine that, right? They come to me each morning at about 9 o'clock, and they leave at about between 2 and 3. Unless something's going on within the family, and they may spend the night. If it's icy outside, they don't get ice days. So anyway, I'm just trying to tell you a little bit about my life and about what we do. But this Bible, I started it this summer, and at the beginning of the summer, and I'm going to back up to day 1 and go ahead and get started reading it online with you guys, because you guys hold me accountable, and I do a much better job when I'm getting comments and things. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all coming along on this journey, and I'm looking forward to it. So in a few minutes, maybe an hour, my husband just pulled in, so I'm going to go greet him. But in a little bit, I am going to read day 1, and I'll be back. Thanks very much for joining in again. I've been missing